G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, this is just an update on the Gold tractor. Last week we put out a heap of videos, 5 or 6, on the back end and getting the diff in, the axles in, the brakes done, all that sort of thing. And this weekend, it's Sunday, almost Sunday afternoon now, and all I've been doing all weekend is cleaning parts to paint and sanding. I've done quite a lot. I've got the carry-all behind me here. That's a proper Ferguson carry-all that we're going to paint, and I've started getting the paint off that. I'm doing the rims here. This is a centre that I've sprayed a bit of undercoat on, and now I'm just sanding it back, getting it smooth for paint. And the reason I stopped mechanicking for a moment on the tractor is I want to be able to get these wheels painted and let them go hard before we put tyres on. We got our tyres this last week, and I'll take you in and show you them. But the tyres are here, and I thought I'd paint the rims. Well, these centres, well, there's pits and all sorts in them, and oh, they've been a bit of a mess. But look, that's all right. We just worked through it, and I've wire brushed them all and sanded them, and then I've taken them in and bead blasted them to get any little rust pits out, and then I'll put 2 or 3 coats of this Bearco primer undercoat on, and just a mist and let it dry, and a mist and let it dry, and then just before I put a heavy coat on, and that's all dried away. So now I'm just blocking it out a little bit, and yeah, just taking the highs and lows off. And with this tractor, we're not looking for a show tractor. You know, we don't want you know, rippleless wheels and things like that that are all full of filler and all that sort of thing. I don't like doing tractors up like that. I don't mind looking at them for other people to have them, that's fine. But when these tractors came out, they have the little inconsistencies in the castings and things like that. So I try and hide any rust pits and things like that, but if there's any rough bits of casting or that, well, I leave them there. I reckon it adds a bit of character to the tractor, and you're restoring it. You're not rebuilding it to better than showroom condition. You're trying to bring it up to showroom condition, a good mechanical state, so that you can jump on and go. And this tractor we're going to use quite a bit. So we're just sanding this back until we get to until we can just see a little bit of shine coming through. That means we've sanded any lumps and hollers out, and as soon as we start to see a little shine, I stop. And that will leave us tiny little lows and tiny little highs and things like that in the casting, and that's good. But the main thing is to get a good coat of primer undercoat on, so that the paint sticks, and it'll stick properly and not want to come off in time to come. So I'll take you for a little walk just to show you what we've done so far, show you the tyres, and I might bring you back and just show you what I get up to here, and it might be of interest to someone. I'm just about had sanding for the weekend, but anyway, I've probably got another day and a half or so to go yet, so the end result will be fine. You know, getting a nice end result or something that you look for, it's well worth the effort, but it gets a bit dull and boring on the way through. So this is just a little update to let you know I haven't died, and yeah, I'm still just sanding away and keeping it on track. But yeah, there'll be 3 or 4 days sanding, like I said, and then I'll see if I can assemble the wheels or the hubs inside the rims, and then we'll paint them so there's no other paint marks. You know, we don't bump it getting them on, and we're using a Sparex enamel with a hardener in it, so it's a chemical cure, so it should set nice and hard. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll come for a little walk, and we'll go handheld for a bit, and I'll take you in and show you what we're up to. Well, so far I'll try and stay out of keep my shadow out of it for you. That's the main seat bracket at the moment. That's a piece of plate I have under the front for the number plate. We have a wiring harness bridge, the pickup hitch, the lights. I bought the lights, here I am kicking you now. I bought the lights, and they're a really good copy of the Fergie ones. Well, as close as you can get aftermarket anyway, I thought. So I've bought them, and I've bead blasted them off. I've taken every skerrick of paint off, right back to bare metal, and I was surprised at how good the paint was on. Boy, it took some getting off. So we have some rigid stabilisers for the top, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do them yet. The carryall, the paint started to come off the carryall. I've just taken a break to do some sanding for a little bit. We have another top link, the old Fergie top link plus another one. Then we're putting a roll frame on this one just for comfort. That's leaning against the old barn find TE20. And these are the rims. Even though they were new rims, they had burrs and things, and we have the pickup hitch hook down there. PDO caps, probably a bit hard to see with some of the shade. I sanded and primed all the front rims and the rear rims yesterday. If we come around here, we still have the pickup hitch to sort out yet, but we'll get there. Then coming through here, you can just see the end of the timber, and there's a helping hand for you. As long as you don't want much help, good thing. But she'd probably tell you that she's guarding the tyres. And the rear tyres are 12.228s, 616s. They're a broken rib on the front. Just an import tyre, nice and cheap, so we'll run with them. There's the old Fergie rear rims. They're better centres than that really, but these will tidy up all right, and there's the mud guards that need doing. Now, we'll swing around. That's how Fergie's sitting at the moment. We're actually looking at lifting eyes to sling it up on the forks for when we want to get under it and clean it properly. We still have to lift the top off, take that seat away and chuck it. That's a bodgy one. The bonnet hasn't had any work at all. The front end's still under it. So there's a lot to do yet. I'll see if I can pan out a bit. We are panned out. So yeah, a lot to do yet on it. But I just thought I'd try and get these accessories and the rims all painted, so they were set and the paint had cured properly by the time I need to get into it. Still got them lined up. Right, for convenience, I've just got everything sitting up on a pallet on the front of the forklift, so I can sit here on my stool and sand away. Now, what I like to use as a sanding block is thongs, flip-flops. The missus buys them for me at Woolies, size 12, and I get 2 sanding blocks out of the straight bit, and they've got a ridge on them, and that ridge holds onto the sandpaper nicely. And see how that just flexes a little? So, see, none of these are flat panels, they're all compound curves. We have a curve this way and a curve that way. And this stuff that we're sanding, the primer is quite soft, so we don't actually just want to rub in one spot and have low spots. And we want a nice job, but like I said, we don't want a showroom finish, but you can see how rough that is there. That's where it's gone into the pits and hollows, because it was quite a rough rim. So I'm trying to hide a few pits, but this bit here, where you can see the steel through, and there's a couple of humps and hollows there, we're leaving that there. Yeah, we don't want to sterilise the tractor sort of thing. So then I have a pot of water here, and you'll notice that's a bit soapy. That's truck wash. Now I use truck wash. I dip my sandpaper in the truck wash all the time, and by dipping the paper in the truck wash, your paper lasts a lot longer. It doesn't bind up so much, it stays free to run. And if I have a little bit of oil on my arm, see, I'm doing no mechanicking, so I don't get oil up my arms and on my shirt this weekend. So, and if I do lean on something and it gets missed when I do a wipe over before painting, well, the truck wash will help take it off. So I just sand away here. I do a bit of a crisscross pattern. Now those of you that do this painting for a living, you'll be thinking, holy shit, how's he ever get anywhere? But anyway, this is how I know to do it, and I seem to get all right jobs. So it's probably not orthodox or anything like that. There's no Bondo in this or filler or that. We're just using this primer to seal any rough sections. And like I said, we bead blasted all the little rust pits and all that to make sure there's nothing under there that can come through. And now we're neutralising it. And we are using this to smooth it out a little bit, but we're not getting too excited. Pretty boring video this. It'd be like watching grass grow, watching me sand a rim. And with our little sanding pad, where we have the little lug down here for the wheel, you don't want to build up on places where you have two panels mating. You want everything as thin as you can possibly get it that will do the job. So how I do it here, I just sand that until I can see the metal once more. Once I see the shine coming through from where we've sanded the top off a little bit of metal, well, that's enough. We stop there. There's a little bit on the edge there still. Your paper does clog a little, but that's probably because I only topped this up again this morning. If I did this last weekend, and the base coat was from last weekend, this will be more chalky. Then on this bend there, the block doesn't want to bend there so much. So I'll just get the fingers into that until it's nice and smooth. And once again, where they press the wheels out, you can go until you feel the little indentations there. So once you feel the indentations, you can go a little bit further, and you take the filler down or the primer just down just a little bit, and it gives you that texture. You can just see the metal just starting to show through there, so that's where we stop. Now once I've sanded this whole rim, let it dry, I'll move on to the other one, and then I'll come over with a really light, wet coat of this primer again, and if I get it right, I won't have to re-sand it all. It'll just be put the top coat over. And look, we're just misting just to cover these little bits of metal so they don't get any rust on it. But anyway, look, this is just an update, just to tell you what I'm up to. I haven't died. The restoration's looking like it's slowed in the mechanical part of it, but that's only because we're out here doing this and we're still chugging along. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll let you know when we've got something extra to look at.